Good morning. Welcome to the final Coral Lakes Master Board meeting of 2025. Before we open this meeting, I just want to ask all of you to silence your cell phones. I'd also like to remind the audience that this is a board meeting. Residents are invited to attend these meetings, as well as to participate in an open mic prior to the end of the meeting. Residents will have 3 minutes to speak, and at the end of those 3 minutes, the speaker will relinquish the mic to the next speaker. Speakers are permitted one opportunity to speak at a meeting. I'd like to start with the calling of the roll.
Go. Good morning. Jerry Israel. Aaron Kletzkin. Herb Goldstein.
Present.
Stuart Davidoff. Harvey Sylvester. Michael Reese. Beverly Rosendorf. Parliamentarian Marty Kay. Master Board President Jerry Roman.
Here.
First Vice President Lou Vecchione. Second Vice President Jerry Silverstein. Treasurer Linda Rudy.
Here.
Richard Sherman. Marty Danowitz. And Joel Klamis. Representing Campbell Management is General Manager Laurel Kadori. Assistant General Manager Susie McHugh here. And Social Director Lorette Homan. Mr. President, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Susie. We'll go on to the approval of the minutes of the November 21st meeting. I'd like to entertain a motion to
Motion that we approve the minutes as written.
wait. No. First, we have to waive the reading of the minutes first.
I like to waive and approve.
All in favor? I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion.
Second? All in favor? Thank you. I'm going to keep today's report very brief. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge that there's been a change to the Master Board. Michael Reese has been elected to the Master Board to represent Royal Landing, so welcome, Michael. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Debbie Eisenstein for all she's contributed over the past years. Debbie is not here today because she's recovering from some surgery. I believed that this was the only change to the makeup of the Master Board, but I realize now that there's one more election that's coming up next week. That's Regal Shores, but let's hope everything stays status quo. That being said, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone here on the Master Board that I've had the privilege to work with over the past year. I'd also like to once again thank Laurel along with Susie, Lorette, Lisa, and Bibi, as well as Carlos and his outstanding staff for all that they do to continue to keep our community to be the great place that it is. Thank you all to all of the committees for all that you continue to keep the success of Coral Lakes community. I know I said this last year, but I want to repeat it, that it's truly been a pleasure to be a part of a team whose primary concern are for the betterment of Coral Lakes. So thank you all. And with that, I'd like to go on to the Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Jerry. The Treasurer's report this month is from the November 2025 financials. At the end of November, Coral Lakes had $561,000 in operating funds. Our working capital was $470,000, and cafe funds remained at $40,000. Our reserve funds are $2,020,000, and other current assets are $173,000, the main element of which is $131,000 of prepaid insurance. This brings total assets to $3,264,000. Our current liabilities at the end of November were $450,000. The main element of which is $436,000 of deferred income since 1 month remains in the fourth quarter. Again, our reserve funds were $2,020,000, working capital was $470,000, and cafe liability was $40,000. Our equity at the end of November was $284,000, bringing total liabilities and equity to $3,264,000. Rather than looking at activity just for the month of November, and I'll say that because there really wasn't anything large and of note, but once you get through November and we're into the middle of December, you start looking at where are we going to be at year end. So I want to let everybody know that it looks like we will be within budget by the end of the year. I hope to the positive, not to the negative. It's hard to tell even at this point because coming into the end of the year, we start accruing for expenses that were incurred but not yet paid out by the end of the year. However, although I don't think it's going to take us into the negative, I do want to let you know that there were basically 5 categories of expense where the overage was large enough to be of note, and I want to make the board aware of that. And that is that at this point in the year, the expense for the lakes category of expense is over by $29,000. Now, again, this is as of this morning, so it may be a little different than what you're looking at the end of November. Our water, sewer, and the backflow repair that we had to do puts that category of expense over by $42,000. Our air conditioning parts and labor were over budget by $18,000. Pool repairs was the largest category that was over budget during the year, and that was by $56,000 because there were a number of large repairs that were needed during the year. And the last category that I would point out as being over budget is $43,000 for gate repairs. I want to balance that, however, by saying there were enough categories that were under budget that it offsets it so that, again, we're still in the black, and I expect to be in the black by the end of the year. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, well, that is as up-to-date as I can provide information. I'm not sure. Well, hopefully we'll do a December financial report in January, even when the board changes over. And that does conclude the treasurer's report, so thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Linda. With that, we'll go on to the general manager's report.
Good morning, Mr. President, Board of Directors, and community at large. This report will be brief. First, I just want to acknowledge that Debbie Eisenstein for her service on the Master Board. I'd like to congratulate Bev Rosendorf for presidency of Royal Landings and welcome Michael Reese to the board. Thank you. This report is brief in that I'm going to give you an update on the Bocce project. Right now, everything is according to contract, and the Bocce project is moving forward. However, now that we're hitting into the holidays for the first 2 weeks, even 2 weeks of December, the last 2 weeks of December and the first week of January will be a little slower due to the holidays, and then they'll continue moving forward with the Bocce project. But everything is passing inspections, and it's looking positive. Our parking lot, I may have mentioned at the last Master Board meeting, we received our permit for the parking lot as well as the vegetation barricade permit for the parking lot, and we have the green light to move forward and start the build, which also will commence sometime mid-January. Right now, yeah, that's good luck, right? Breaking of the glass. So that's truth. Good. Okay. I have a very exciting prospect. It's actually not a prospect. It's already a done deal. Very, very exciting opportunity that Coral Lakes has that we've worked very hard to obtain. We will be bringing in, save the date, January 25th. It's a Sunday, January 25th. Right now we have 1 o'clock in the theater, although there'll probably be a little bit of cake and coffee prior, but we don't know what time that's going to start. We are bringing in the Israeli hostage Omer Weinkurt from October 7th Nova Festival. He'll be flying in from Israel, and we are one of his stops, one of 6 stops in the entire United States, and he will be presenting here on Sunday, January 25th, in another month. We just secured that, and more details to follow, but that is going to be full house, and that is a not to be missed. That's a one-time opportunity that we have. I don't know of any other community that's going to be able to do that. So I'm very, very honored and excited to be able to bring in Omer. You can look him up. His name is Omer Weinkurt, Wenkert. That's going to be in the theater, and that will be sold at the box office. And I don't know the cost yet. I'm trying to work out the cost. But it is a done deal. I actually was just on the phone with him this morning. He will be presenting at 1 o'clock. That night is Scott Record at 8, but it was the only day we could take, and we took it. And I'm thrilled. So, okay. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to each of you, board members. I'd like to acknowledge all of you. Jerry Roman, Lou Vecchione, Jerry Silverstein, Linda Rudy, Debbie Eisenstein, Richard Sherman, Marty Danowitz, Joel Klamis, Beverly Rosendorf, Michael, welcome to the board, Harvey Sylvester, welcome to the board, Stuart Davidoff, Herbert Goldstein, Aaron Klutzkin, and Jerry Israel. And it's important just to mention your names because each of you have really dedicated a lot of time, effort, sweat, and blood and tears to this role, and it's impressive. We've faced challenges, and your collective wisdom and diverse perspectives were crucial in helping us navigate, not just navigate, but thrive in 2025 and look forward to 2026. You generously gave of your time, not just as volunteers, but as dedicated partners who act in the best interest of Coral Lakes. Your dedication is honorable, and a special mention to Mr. Jerry Roman as president, who has just done stellar work with him every day, very closely, and there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that are not seen, and just give an honorable mention to all of you, and Jerry is at the helm of the ship. So thank you very much, and thank you to the community at large and to our entire staff and crew. It's been an incredible year. Thank you. It's my shortest report. That's it.
Thank you, Laurel. We'll go on to our social director's report. Lorette?
Mr. President, Board of Directors, and Coral Lakes residents, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at Santa's naughty list. I gotta do something. Okay, on to the shows. On Christmas Eve, while I'll be home grazing on my traditional 7-fish feast, lasagna, and everything covered in Italian breadcrumbs, Coral Lakes will be hosting the Kosher Comedy Tour. 3 hilarious comedians on one stage. Tickets are selling fast, so get them today. It's almost sold out. Truly, get them today if you can. A quick reminder, Kids Week starts Monday, December 22nd, and runs through Sunday, December 28th. Pardon me. We have activities planned every day. There are still a few spots left for Adopt a Stuffed Animal. The end of the sign-up is today, however. So if you haven't signed up for the Adopt a Stuffed Animal, the deadline is today. The full list of events can be found at the box office. The always popular The Bronx Wanderers will be here January 18th. Everyone always enjoys them. Just a reminder, tickets for A Touch of Class, 2026 season show series, and Rock of Ages are available. Rock of Ages is almost sold out. If you want your tickets, get them today. You can still purchase the entire season, as I said, or individual tickets are on sale as well. And with that, I wish everyone a happy holiday and happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any committee reports? I don't believe so. But I just want to take this opportunity to let everybody know that by popular demand, we will be working on revising the Coral, Marketplace page that we have on the Coral Lakes website. So rather than being called the Marketplace Contact Us site, it'll probably be called the Open Forum and Marketplace, where it will once again give the residents an opportunity to post things that they'd like to get more information on or make comments on. The only difference will be that it will be, there will be certain restrictions on there so that we will avoid having anybody writing anything that's derogatory or defamatory against any individual here. So it'll be a place for constructive criticism and compliments, if anybody should ever have any. But people will be, if they're not able to post the message that you want to send, they'll be notified as to why. This is in the works now, but I just wanted to put it out there so people will understand that something is happening with that. And with that, we'll go on. I don't believe there's any other old business for today. And there is no new business. Are there any general board comments? If not, I'll open the floor to anybody that has any questions, comments, or anything before we adjourn.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me? It's high for me.
Tilt it down.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lois Struger. I live at North Regency Cove. I'm here to discuss the problem, I think, with the reader at the entrance on Flavor Pick to North Regency Cove. Very difficult to get in. Our badge gets us into every other section. I want to mention we've lived here since '98 and never had the issues we're having now with that reader. Have to back up, go forward, back up, and many times I just give up, turn my engine off, and use my fob, or go all the way around. So I don't know if this has come up before, but I know for a fact that other people have this issue and problem too.
Thank you,
Thank
Lois. Susie, could we get Royce to take a look at that, please?
I had the same problem when I got an order with the new barcode reader.
Talk to the mic, Aaron.
When they replaced my sticker on the card.
How old is your sticker? All right, you know what? See Susie or on Wednesday and get a new sticker. That usually solves the problem.
Yes, Mel.
Good morning. Mel Crystal, Regal Shores, Building Number 4. As an accounting professional who's taught around the country, I always think numbers from the time I was a little kid. Question one is, the way the world is right now, with everybody killing everybody and causing mayhem, I wish to reintroduce the thought of security here, and I have a feeling that the insurance costs of our operation here will be decreased if we show increased security. So I'm just saying that in passing. The question before came up with the gates. The gates seem to be secondary because anybody who's a bad guy is going to climb right over the walls. On another issue that I've been thinking about, and I double-checked with my people at Regal Shores, we are condos. The condos themselves have over 50% of the units in this establishment. I think, thinking as a House of Representatives as opposed to a Senate, I would highly recommend that the condo people have more seats on the board as opposed to some people who have very few units. Something for your consideration. I understand, I'm not an attorney, that we are changing HOA and condo rules in the state coming next year. Is that part of the thought process? Can it be? But again, I'm looking at 14 people on the board. And again, I look at my two guys are working very, very hard. We're in a large community as other condos. The small ones get the same voice. Consider changing it to a House of Representatives thinking so all units get an equal vote. Yes, sir. For you, Aaron, I love you.
I'm an HOA, 315 units. I have the largest community.
Go ahead. Yes. And you got 292 for us.
I want you to listen. We only have one house. We don't have a lower chamber and a senate.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, what you're asking for, it looks very good on paper, but yet
No, well, we have to change the chamber where everybody gets a vote. Change. Well, Jerry, what are your thoughts? Honestly, we have, Egrid has what, 48 units? We have 292?
If I may,
Yeah.
when this community was set up, Oriole in its documents gave each community 2 representatives.
Uh-huh.
And that's the way it's been and will always be because it was set up that way. That
The
was
fact
Oriole
that we
did
have changes to the rules in the state, can we not change it for ourselves to be equitable?
I think, isn't
All right?
isn't that
I
mandated
think
by the
my
state?
comment is well taken. Please address it within your confines of your board.
Mel, we appreciate your comments, and we'll take, look into it
All right,
further.
but back to the first thing I mentioned with the security. I don't know about you guys, but we're 70, 80-year-old people.
The United States Senate only has 2 representatives regardless of the size of the state.
How about the House of Representatives? Thank you. That's the
different.
Senate.
That's different with the Senate.
But again, security,
Security is an issue that we look at, regularly. And it's strictly a matter, a lot of it has to do with economics. But
oh,
we'll-
no question about that, but I think our safety is more important. We go to the doctors for insurance, and we take care of our health if we don't. Hey, the other night, we had hundreds of people here. There are only 10s here. Apathy is very important also within our organization. The
Thank
bell
you.
went off. I'm leaving.
Thank you, Mel.
Hi, I'm Carol Almendinger. I live in Tuscany. I wasn't an accountant, but I was in the computer field, and I have a degree in math, and I can do math in my head. This is not the Senate. This is the House of Representatives, because while I call it the buildings, people who live there say, no, we have different sections. There's Coral Cove, and then there's Regency, and then there's the Regency, Crystal Point. So they do have more than 2 representatives here. They have 6, 8. So it's not the same thing as the Senate. I call it the Northeast Quadrant, whatever. It's one set of gates, but there's many representatives from those communities that are sitting on the board. That I was going to bring up. I don't care about the gates being broken or not broken, but my son said I am never to mention this in an HOA or in a condo. But we all have a problem of speeding in the sections. And when I asked yesterday at our Tuscany meeting about perhaps asking the real sheriff's department to come in, I was told that that was not possible because our speed limit signs are not legal speed limit signs. That's what Ed said. Is Ed here? Ed's not here. So I was just wondering, and if people are concerned about anything else, they can all join the cops. Right, Beverly? We need drivers and walkers and bikers.
And that's our security, and it's been doing very, very well. When we get a report from the road deputies, Coral Lakes has the lowest crime of any area around us, and it's because of our COP program.
Thank you, Carol.
Hi, Kathy Simon, Regency Cove North. On the main gate coming into the clubhouse, is it ever going to be fixed? Well, it's always one of the other, and I come in at late at night, and it's so insecure because
It is.
there's
It's
nobody
open-
in the parking lot.
We open it in the morning on 3 days a week for the tennis when they come in the morning. I think it's what is it, Monday, Wednesday,
I'm
Friday?
talking about after 6 at
And
night.
bridge. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then there's
but what
certain,
about after 6 at night?
there's
It's
certain
been up.
situations where the clubhouse that gate is requested to be
There's
open, but it's not
absolutely
broken.
nobody in the parking lot.
I'm sharing with you that those are times that are requested for it to be open, but it's not broken.
Well, then why at 11 o'clock at night is it up when nobody's in the clubhouse and the clubhouse is closed?
Kathy, those gates are for traffic control. We are not a secured community.
I
We're
understand
a ski
that, but
community.
it's still, there's no reason for it to be up. It's a little more secure
We
if
will-
it's down, just that
We'll look-
someone could be
we'll-
hiding in the bushes and follow me home.
Kathy, we'll look
That's all.
into this a little further and find out.
You always look into it, and no progress. It's like the squeaky wheel, squeaks very slow.
Hi, my name is Karen Sparrow, and I live in the Northeast Quadrant. And I have come home as late as 11:30 at night, and I've gone to the back gate to see if the back gate is up or down. The back gate is not really a gate, and there's no security for anybody who lives in the Northeast Quadrant because it's up all the time. There's also the problem that when the people come into the sports center, which down here, there's sometimes no spaces in the pool parking lot for anybody who's handicapped because the handicapped people that are playing pickleball and tennis are parking in that parking lot. And I think since half the community lives there, and I heard what Mrs. Emmendinger said, but you know, I live in Crystal Point. We have a number of houses. We have more houses in Crystal Point than Egret has and that Tuscany has. And this board does not do that much for the people who are actually funding the master board. Because if you think of each unit in Crystal Point that's sending in money, what are we getting back? That's what you should be thinking of, because it's not a very fair thing when over half this community is condos.
Thank you. There is a new parking lot that will be built, and hopefully that will ease that problem a little bit. Are there any other comments, questions? If not, I'll ask for an adjournment to the meeting. Second. I thank you all for coming, and I wish you all a happy Hanukkah, Merry